Hello, and welcome to the 45.1 lesson. It's about human anatomy. That'll be what this whole chapter is about. This first lesson will just be a general overview of some vocab and things about human anatomy. First off, we start with tissues. The human body has four types of tissues, and they're listed here: muscle, nervous, epithelial, connective. We're going to spend the next few slides talking about those. So let's get ready. Here's another picture which kind of shows you where some of these types of tissues might be found in the human body. But first, let's start with muscular tissue. Muscular tissue pretty much has one main job, and that's to contract, to force movement. You see here on the slide, there's three types: skeletal, smooth, and cardiac. We'll get more heavily into those when we talk about the muscular system of the body, but you can read there about what they do. And cardiac muscle is found in the heart. Skeletal muscle moves bones and is voluntary, which means you choose to do it. Smooth handles body functions that you really don't think about. So it's pretty much involuntary, like digestion. Nervous tissue. This is made of cells called neurons, and neurons pretty much have one job, and that's to send and receive messages through electrical impulses. They make up the brain, spinal cord, and all the nerves. They can make your muscles move. They can sense things from the external environment. So that's two types of tissues: nervous and muscular. The third is epithelial tissue. This is coverings, either internal or external. So your skin is epithelial tissue, but also the covering of your liver might be epithelial tissue, or covering of blood vessels might be epithelial tissue. But it sometimes consists of dead cells, especially the skin, and then other living cells too. So that's epithelial tissue. We'll talk more about that. And then finally, we have connective tissue. This is kind of the catch-all category. So if your body, if what your body's made of is not muscular tissue, nervous tissue, or epithelial tissue, then it's a part of the connective tissue group. Notice it can be things like bones, cartilage, fat, blood. It can be a solid, it can be a liquid, or it can be something in between, like a semi-solid. Lots of times we use the term matrix to describe connective tissues. And here's a diagram which shows different types of connective tissues throughout the body. Now, we've been using this word tissue for a while. If you remember back from a previous chapter, we said a tissue was a group of cells working together. And then that makes a tissue. And then if you got a bunch of tissues working together, you can make an organ, like a liver or a kidney or things like that. And then if you got a bunch of organs working together, you can make an organ system. Our body is full of organ systems. The next three slides in our presentation go over all of the different organ systems that our body has: skeletal system, the muscular system, integumentary, cardiovascular, nervous, endocrine, which is maybe one you've never heard of, but it contains glands which secrete hormones that help you do all kinds of things. The reproductive system, the respiratory system, which is really what the coronavirus attacks, and then the immune system, which would be the thing that would help fight a coronavirus infection, digestive and excretory systems. That's a lot of systems. You'll have to know the definition for each of those. You can read them on these three slides. Now, understand that these organ systems interact with each other. Your muscular system helps move your skeletal system. It helps move the bones. And that's just one. The digestive system works with the circulatory system because what you digest gets put in the circulatory system to then be put throughout the body. Also, there's some overlap. Not every organ is exclusive to each system. For example, the pancreas produces both digestive enzymes, so it's part of the digestive system, and hormones, so it's a part of the endocrine system. That's going to conclude the first part of the video. We're going to continue the rest of this presentation in the second video. Be looking for that. Post it to Google Classroom.